Hello everyone, it is I, the Fable of Fables, your new best friend. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing good. I'm reacting to even more more stuff you guys recommended. This time it's recommended by Lucas von Veit. I'm pretty sure I just re- I put yeah. I'm pretty sure I butchered the crap out of your name. Please forgive me. Who wanted me to react to Transformers around the world, basically an episode about the international toy line, which is kind of cool. So let's check this out real quick. Thank you again. If you guys would like to see your name in the recommendations, please do so. I'd be more than happy to give it a shot if I have some time. Please note, I want to react to other stuff that is outside of Transformers, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Throughout the 35-year history of the franchise, the vast majority of Transformers toys and media have originated in two regions of the world: North America, home to Hasbro, and
Uh-huh.
Japan, home to Takara Tomy. But for this week's episode, Patreon supporter Safior wanted to hear more about Transformers characters from other parts of the globe. These are the basics on Transformers around the world.
This actually would be kind of cool. We can learn more
Next
about
to
different
America and
things.
Japan, the most significant contributions to the world of the Transformers have come from Europe. In the 1980s and 90s, the continent was the birthplace of scores of original Transformers characters, more than can comfortably be named in a video like this, many of whom would later go on to greater fame by making the jump to American media. Some of the most significant were created for the United Kingdom's Transformers comic published by Marvel. Easily the most important piece of European
Meet the
Transformers
Wreckers,
media,
the
the
good, the
comic
mad, and
often
the
featured
ugly.
original
Oh
characters
my
created by
god.
the series' writers and artists who weren't part of the Transformers toy line. Some of the most famous include the Transformers creator, Primus, the God of Light; Autobot Resistance leader Emerit Zaron; Impactor, leader of the Autobot commando unit the Wreckers; conjoined Autobot twins Rack and Ruin;
Ooh,
evil
those look
Autobot
cool.
scientist Flame; and the robotic freelance peacekeeping agent Death's Head, who Marvel would even later spin off into his own comic. Germany
Oh,
also had its own version of the Marvel comic which did the same, with the most notable original creation from its pages being the Autobot Black Cat, a green recolor of Ravage.
oh,
But
that's
Europe's
made
original
sense.
Transformers weren't limited to characters invented for comics. Though 1990 marked the final year of the original Transformers toy line in the United States, new toys continued to be released in Europe and Australasia throughout the first half of the 90s that were never made available in the US. 1991 introduced a new range of Action Master figures, non-transforming robots who each came with a partner robot or vehicle that converted into a suit of armor for them to wear. The largest took the form of battery-powered motorized exosuits. Also available were the Action Master Elites, 4 figures with push-button gimmicks that flipped the Action Master concept on its head by actually transforming.
Ooh.
1992 brought the Turbo Masters, a team of Autobots with missile-firing engines, and the Predators, missile-firing Decepticons with built-in slide viewers. In 1993, there were the Obliterators, Pyro and Clench, with
The
missile-firing
Obliterators,
battle station
damn.
trailers; the Autobot Lightformers and Decepticon Tracons, Transformers with large weapons platforms that used light-piped scopes to simulate firing weapons; and the
Oh.
water-squirting Autobot Aquaspeeders and Decepticon Stormtroopers, who changed color in warm water. Even in 1995, at the tail end of the Generation 2 toy line, there were the Power Masters, Autobots and Decepticons with pullback motors. The early 1990s also saw the release of several toys that had previously been exclusive to the Japanese market, including the infamous Decepticon Overlord and the combiner teams the Brain Masters and the Breast Force, who were recolored and renamed to become new Autobot groups known as the Motivators and the Rescue Force, respectively.
Oh, the Rescue Force.
Today, several of Europe's original characters have risen to stand shoulder to shoulder with the American and Japanese casts, thanks in large part to the efforts of European creators and fans who have gone on to work on American media, and who have introduced the characters to new audiences by including them in their stories. For example, the Turbomasters had a starring role in Dreamwave Productions' Age of Wrath comic.
Huh.
IDW Publishing's Last Stand of the Wreckers brought Impactor and Overlord back into the spotlight, and made instant fan favourites out of Pyro, Turbomaster Rotorstorm, and Lightformer Iron Fist. Other characters like Turbomaster leader Thunderclash, Action Master Circuit, and Power Master Bullet Bike have also had memorable roles to play in other stories.
Okay, that's kind of a cool
IDW
name, Bullet
and
Bike.
from Fun Publications. Always fond of a deep-cut obscure reference, Fun Publications have also been responsible for creating new toys of several of these characters over the years.
Oh,
Released
yeah?
both through the official Transformers convention BotCon and the Transformers Collectors Club, while a small number, like Impactor and Overlord, would even gain such popularity that brand new mass-market toys of them would be created by Hasbro and Takara. Rack and Ruin recently made the incredibly rare jump to television, appearing in the Transformers Cyberverse animated series. But far and away the most famous is Primus himself, a character who's become a fixture of Transformers lore, featured in multiple comics and cartoons, and who had a huge toy made in his image in 2005's
Holy crap,
Transformers
how big is that
Cybertron
toy?
toyline. New European original characters have still occasionally popped up in the 21st century, like the impossibly cool Autobot Afterburn in the UK's Transformers animated comic in 2008.
Yeah, possibly cool.
Swerve,
Nice.
an original toy designed for a European market Chevrolet promotional campaign. Or Bendy Bus Prime, an Autobot created by Paramount as part of a promotional tie-in with the home media release of Revenge of the Fallen in 2009. In 2016, a Russian original YouTube cartoon, Transformers Portal, crossed over the worlds of Robots in Disguise and the Prime Wars trilogy, hosted by a mysterious figure named the Watcher. After
That's
Europe,
really cool,
some of the
actually.
most notable international Transformers came from South America. In the 1980s, Transformers toys were distributed in Brazil by a company named Estrela. They licensed only a few figures from Hasbro, namely the 1984 Autobot mini-vehicles and the Jump Starters top spin.
Hey, look, it's Gears. I've actually at the Walmart I go to, they actually sell this specific model, like a rebooted version of it. It's kind of cool looking. I would like to buy it, but I'm kind of poor.
And Twin Twist, who they recolored and renamed to create new characters. The Jump Starters were available in two color schemes each, rebranded as Saltman X and Saltman Z, from the Portuguese salto, meaning jump, while the mini-vehicles were released in four color schemes each, and would later be broken up into two newly created factions, the heroic Optimus, consisting of Volks, Carrera, and Sedan, and the evil Malignus, comprising Pickup, Jeep, and Camaro.
Oh
The
no.
rest of Estrela's Transformers range was made up of figures acquired from other Japanese toy companies, which weren't released as part of the Transformers line by Hasbro or Takara. There were the Bat Robo, Turbo and Pickup, vehicles with friction motors that propelled them forward, who would automatically convert to robot mode via spring-loaded mechanism when they collided with something. These were licensed from Fujisho, who had originally released them in Japan.
That's actually
as
really
Powertrons.
cool.
The Powertrons were released in
It's really
English
silly,
markets
but
by
that's
the
really
Ertl
cool.
Company. And then there were the Electrics, Jeep, Porsche, and Esporche, remote control operated toys that could
Esporche.
transform with the push of a switch. These three were licensed from Yonezawa Toys, who had originally released them as part of their Remote Change Robo series. In North America, they were released by Village Toys as part of the Convertibots toy line. Certain of the mini-vehicles were also available in a variety of other colors from Peruvian company Linsa and Argentinian company Antex. Antex also released Estrela's recolored Jump Starters, and in 1994 recolored the two figures again to become Robotman X and Robotman Z.
Oh
Also in
no.
Argentina, Commando Toys released the Walkie Talkie robot, a working walkie-talkie that recycled the design of the anime robot Godmars, and the Radio AM robot, an original toy that mashed up the designs of Soundwave, Blaster, Megatron, and Omega Supreme and transformed into a working radio. Though notable curiosities as some of the earliest foreign additions to the Transformers toy line, the South American characters haven't really gone on to any greater fame in media. They've mostly been
That's
limited
true.
to rare cameos and name drops in fun publication stories. Except for the Optimus characters, Carrera, Sedan, and Volks, who actually appeared on television in 2009 as background characters in Transformers Animated.
It's so interesting that they do that, though.
International releases of Transformers toys don't tend to be so wildly different in the 21st century, but oddities do still occur. For instance, when South Korean company Sonokong licensed the Car Robots toy line from Takara in 2003, they bulked it up by throwing in a couple of Predacons from the Beast Wars 2nd toy line. Those with vehicular alternate modes were marketed as new Autobot characters, but Beast Wars 2nd Galvatron was renamed Gigatron Z, reconceptualized as a new form for Gigatron, leader of the Car Robots Predacons.
Interesting.
The 2010s have seen international media continue to create
Oh,
original
gosh.
characters without toys. In 2012, the first Australian original Transformers were introduced, as part of a promotional tie-in with the Fall of Cybertron video game, when developers High Moon Studios teamed up with Ford Australia to design a pair of new Autobots who transformed into Ford vehicles. Chosen by Australian fans on Facebook, they were the Ford Falcon XR6 Turbo Sedan Falcatron and the Ford Ranger Wildtrak Torque. 2012 also saw the release of the short-lived MMORPG Transformers Online in China, which featured dozens of original characters with florid names like Vermilion Thunderbolt and Stardust Wanderer.
Ooh, that's actually okay, not gonna lie. And this says a lot about my naming sense, but Stardust Wanderer sounds amazing.
Characters. The backstabbing Doomwings and the insatiable Ursa Major would unexpectedly show up in the IDW comic ROM vs. Transformers in 2017. Later this year, the first ever Chinese original Transformers animated series will be released, Transformers Ne Zha, which will combine the Transformers story with the Chinese legend of Prince Ne Zha. Well known in Chinese popular culture, Ne Zha rides on wheels of fire and wind, and is the patron god of professional drivers, an automotive connection that seems to explain the thinking behind this unusual crossover.
Oh.
We know virtually nothing about this series right now, but word is it will also have its own toy line, and Hasbro's Brian Goldner recently said that it's possible the series might be released globally. Now, this episode has been only the briefest overview of Transformers from around the world. Many of the groups, characters, and even companies that I've talked about here could easily have their own dedicated episodes in the future. There's a whole world of Transformers out there, and I'll get through them all someday. And those are the basics on Transformers from around the world.
Knowing Chris, he will in fact do it. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. I hope you all enjoyed. Do let me know if there's any other kind of characters you want me to react to. Or anything else. Also, please, please, please support Chris. He seems like a really good guy. And without him, I wouldn't be able to learn. We all wouldn't be able to learn about Transformers the way we're learning. So yeah, guys, thank you for coming. I love you all. If you want to support me, Ko-Fi link will be in the description. Trying to save up to buy a what do you call it? A live 2D model. Or I do have a Discord. If you guys would like to join and talk to me there, you can. But you got to be respectful, please and thank you. Well, we'll go that by basis. But yeah, hi guys.